On today's show, we will have Brittany Hamilton join us to share a powerful testimony, and then we ladies will discuss AI. Well, today I decided I wanted to dig into my word of the year with you. I wanted to know more about it, so, well, you get to too. In a previous episode, I let you know that it was the word joy. Here's the definition I found that I feel explains joy so well. An inner gladness independent of external circumstances. A source of inner peace even amid troubling times. Wow, I love this. I would have to think everyone desires this too. And guess what? The Lord desires to give it to you. For you to trade all of your sadness, your anger, your worries for joy. But that doesn't always mean smiles and giggles. Joy is not always synonymous with happiness. There are days when I just don't feel happy for sure. But happy is not listed as one of the fruit of the Spirit in the Bible. But joy is. Because joy is a supernatural strength we get as we are rooted in our relationship with Christ. It's a place of total surrender to Him, knowing joy can remain constant even in hardships. But, on the other hand, happiness is fleeting, and it's based off the circumstances around us, and we must understand that difference. Joy is an inner contentment rooted in God's promises, no matter what is happening around us, and it is a gift from God. But it is our choice to open that gift, pick it up, and activate it. As we activate it, we will see God Himself is the source of all joy. It will never be found in things, in people, in money, but only in and through Him. Joy is available to us at all times. When I was trying to conceive for many years, I remember I let my joy be stolen because I chose to take my eyes off of Him and instead focus on what I didn't have and try to do things my way apart from Him. Not only did I not have joy, but instead I was depressed and angry. But a few years into the journey, I decided I did not want this, and I knew that I needed to run to Him instead. I totally surrendered it to Him. I focused on my walk with God, getting into the Word more, thanking Him, and growing in Him. My joy was apparent to me, and I believe others saw the change as well. Many even commented to me about the change. And yet, even though I now had this joy, there was still no baby for many years. You see, my joy didn't come once I conceived a few years down the road. Instead, my joy came when I gave my hurt and my desires to Him and decided to focus all my attention on Him. I could not get enough of Him, and certainly joy was there. Why do I share this? Because I want you to see that joy is available during the good times, yes, but joy is also available during the hard times. It's a precious, beautiful gift that He gives freely to each one of us, and all we have to do is want it. I know I've said it before, but in those 7 years of trying for a baby, those last 3 years were some of the most incredible times in my life, some of the most joyous times. Why? Because I chose Him and I chose joy. So what will you choose this day? And let me end with this verse found in Romans 15:13 that I've used in my talks before, but is the verse I feel God has given me to go with my word. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. And we are just three ladies, all with big opinions, always backed by a biblical standpoint. So let's talk about it.
This segment is brought to you by Harry's Construction, whose motto is, "If you can dream it, we can create it." They are the kitchen and bath design experts, so call Harry's Construction for all your remodeling needs.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. And today's question is one that I'm like, yeah, do I want to go there? Because I actually don't know a whole lot about it. because I have a husband that knows about it, and I feel like that's good enough, But we're going to discuss AI because it is a huge thing right now. It is everywhere, and so it is important that we know a little bit about it, and hopefully that our viewers can then know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So, Teresa, what did you know about AI coming into today?
Well, we had a class on it
Yes.
here, and I don't even remember what I learned.
Troy reminded me we had a class, and I was like,
Recently.
Do you remember? I don't remember.
like a month or two ago, I think. And I'm like, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what we learned, but my brain isn't retaining what we learned.
Happens to me. Sorry.
I know like that you can use it and it'll like rewrite things for you.
Yes.
I did that one time, and honestly, it sounded pretty much like what it didn't change a whole lot of what I said. But I don't do it anymore because, and I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, I did it. I put my monologue in there to see
I might try that actually.
what it did. And I'm like, I'll just do it myself. So I only did that one time because I don't want to lose who I am in the midst of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, like, I read my monologue recently to my husband. I'm like, what do you think of this? And he goes, it sounds very Teresa. Because we all have our style and our way of projecting what we want to say. You have yours, I have mine. And I don't want that to take it away, but I guess the more you put into it, the more it gets to know who you are and how you speak.
Right. It learns who you are, which is kind of scary, but
it's creepy. Yeah. So I only did it one time, and that was probably because we talked about it in staff, and I thought, well, I'll see what it does.
One thing I like, though, that I actually probably should put my monologue in is for grammar. It will fix things.
Yeah.
And as I'm reading, because when I write my monologues, it's more like how I talk.
Yeah.
And so then as I read it, I'm like, what?
It doesn't make sense.
Right. And so maybe that would be a help because it does fix the grammar. And it, as I was learning, it can, if you want it to be edgy, professional, funny.
Like you have to give it keywords is what I
Yes.
don't know
When
much
I
about it,
did
but
it,
that's what I was told also. Like
I
you have to
told
give
it was a
specific-
monologue.
Okay.
I told it
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever it is.
Yeah.
The whole thing
Who?
is just like wild.
Who are
to
you?
me. How do you do what you do? That is
Yeah.
like I think where I can't really wrap my head around or get past.
Yeah.
Like I just don't understand.
But it's on Facebook, and it does all kinds of funny
Yeah.
things. Like everybody was doing it recently.
With the caricatures.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've never
Yes.
done that, but and it was spot on with everybody. But then it gleaned all its information from.
What you told, like when I did one, I didn't think my face so much looked like me, but I had to tell it, I like this, I like this, I like this. So I made a list of things that I liked, and then it put those things. So it wasn't like,
See, I did it, and I didn't do any of that. I was just
Okay.
like, I just want to see because I rarely used it, so I'm like, I want to see what it came up with.
yeah,
And it did have like some things of faith and things with
okay.
children.
okay.
And something about volunteers, and I was like, "That's so weird. How does it know?" I always
Yeah,
think
everything
volunteers.
was-
like I'm like, is it always
I listed.
listening to?
Well, I do
Is it
think
my
they are.
phone?
I do think it's listening, because there are times I will be just like, you'll see if you text something to someone that's, and then Facebook, it's like it comes up.
Yeah.
So there is something in there that they're gleaning off of and seeing.
I'm telling you, something is listening.
Yes.
Like you know it
Yeah,
because
it's wild.
listen, I'll say this out there. I don't have my phone so it wouldn't work. But if you have your phone around and
Yep.
you say, "Oh, I'm interested in buying
Yep.
Yeah.
a Mercedes," all of a sudden your
Yeah.
Facebook's flooded with Mercedes. It's just crazy.
We were at a bonfire and we tried this drink that someone had, and I didn't post it on Facebook or anything. And that drink, whatever flavor it was, came up on my Facebook, and I was like, I didn't even post or text about it. We talked about it like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yeah, I think it's listening. It, again, is listening. And I've seen people, like when last week it was when everybody was doing those.
Caricatures.
Yeah, I can't even say the word. People got worked up over it. Some
Yeah.
people got offended, and
Some look at it as ungodly. Everything can be used for good or for bad, for sure.
Absolutely.
yes. Well,
Yeah,
I think if we don't use it for good, it's already being used for bad.
Right.
So we can either use it, find a way to use it to further the kingdom, or we can sit there and watch the enemy hijack it.
Correct.
I've seen so much stuff on Facebook at like stories that I know are like
They're all AI generated.
Yeah, I'm
all
like,
the stories that are coming up on mine, for some reason, I can tell. They're just,
yes, it's
It's
like,
it's
sometimes
always
you
about like
can't
a
tell.
boy in a gray sweatshirt at a football game, and it's like coming after my grandkid, and it's like this whole, but then it's like so many versions of that
Yes,
story.
yeah.
where the
So I'm
person
like,
changes.
and different pictures of the person. So I'm like, okay, that to me feels like,
But it's scary when you can't tell.
but it is,
right.
Because how often, like, they are able to put something that looks so real
Yeah.
with President Trump, for example, talking, and it's like, but he never said it.
that's where
And that's hard, because now you have to research
what's the
everything.
truth? Yeah, like how and how far and how much time does it take to figure out what's truth and what's not?
Right.
Yeah.
And
so
it's
it's being used to skew the truth.
Right.
And I don't
Absolutely.
like that.
I don't like that
I
either.
don't like that.
I don't like when, how many times I'm getting on Facebook now and it's saying someone died, and you have to look it up now. And it's like, they
Yes.
didn't die. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like,
Yeah.
such fake news. Very much spreads misinformation.
Yeah.
It influences public opinions. So we have to be very, very careful when it comes to some of this stuff that's coming out right now. Just very careful. But then there's great things with it, with graphic design and tech help, and how they can make music and movies. I mean, so there is some
There is some
beautiful-
great-
Exactly.
greatness,
And
yeah.
with this thing that's going on, this kidnapping thing, they're using AI to like try to identify. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
I think
can't
it
do
is
things nowadays and expect to get away with it, because
Right.
technology is going to nail you. You know, you're
Right.
not
Yeah.
smarter than it, which again is scary that we're not smarter than
Yeah.
it.
I was just at a conference, and this husband and wife said, "Oh, my husband put his first song out today. He wrote the song, but AI sang it." And
Yeah.
so I was like, "This is wild. Like,
Yeah.
that's, I mean, it's kind of cool, you know?" But at the same time, I'm like, so is that going to come out on the radio?
I
And
think
like, are you
Troy
going to
has gotten songs from people. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure, but I think he has. And it's like not
Yeah.
really
Yeah, not them.
them.
Yeah,
It's
it's just
like-
so interesting. But I love it for I love it for education. I can use,
Yeah.
like, so if I don't understand something, that is like one tool that I have found that helps me tremendously is explain this problem to me.
Right.
So like, say I'm trying to help someone with math that's beyond my,
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
It's
explain,
totally helps
and
with
it will
problem
break
solving.
it down, or like, you know,
Yeah. Increases our productivity.
Yes.
It can help answer questions. So
Yes.
there's absolutely are benefits. Something I wrote down here, though, we have to use wisdom and discernment with it, as with
exactly.
anything, because it has a potential for good, but can absolutely be misused. And one thing, it cannot be our primary source. We always must have human connection.
yeah, yes.
The minute
there
that
is no
we-
heart in it.
Yes.
No.
Right. There's no heart in AI. There's no
Yeah.
love and caring and kind. Like,
Which is why I don't want it writing my monologues. That's why I
Correct.
don't want it to do that.
Yeah, that's
Right.
not who
Yeah.
we
so it
are.
should be
Like,
a
it should-
support. It shouldn't be
Yes.
the source. That's
Yeah.
what I look at. It should be a support to us, a help to us, but it can't be the source.
Yes.
And Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." So I feel like if we don't understand something, we need to be willing to go to others that do, take time to learn about, like that class that we did, even though we're not remembering.
I don't.
But do more of that. Be open-minded
Yeah.
too, though, because sometimes with age we don't want to bring in new things.
I know.
And we block it off, but there can be such benefits to it. So be open-minded. And then James 1:5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God." So if we're not understanding, let's go to God and see what His heart is. Because nowhere in the Bible are you going to say, "This is what AI is. This is where," so we
Yeah.
have to kind of ask Him. And
I mean, I did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's true or not, but it gets, the more information it's fed, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
yeah,
That kind of bugs me a little bit.
Yeah.
But
It's so wild. Like
Yeah.
I just haven't wrapped my brain around it yet.
same.
And it's going to take time.
Yeah.
It's going to take learning. It's going to take being diligent and just using wisdom and discernment. So hopefully that helps you to get some basis on it. It definitely isn't the whole big picture, but hopefully it's a starting ground. And when we come back, we will have our guest of the day.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. And today we have a guest with us that has a powerful story. Can you tell us your name and a little bit about you?
Yes, my name is Brittany Hamilton. I have 5 kiddos and I am a homeschooling single mom.
Yes, and
I am currently engaged. Just got engaged.
that's
Congratulations.
exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we have you here to tell a story that's hard and difficult, but I believe it's going to help many people who have gone through similar situations. So we want to hear a little bit of the backstory so people understand where you're coming from. So just tell us a little bit about some of the things you faced and what you went through.
Yeah, so I was married for over a decade. Got married when I was 20 and faced a lot of different trials and stuff during that time. I just believed that marriage was forever and that no matter what you go through, you stay, and took fault to a lot of what happened until towards the end of it, when I started thinking more and leaning on others and talking to people, like being more open. So some of like what I went through and experienced was like physical abuse, but to me at the time, I didn't look at it as if it was physical abuse, and verbal abuse, and just a whole lot of ups and downs.
Right, so your identity really was probably shaken during that time.
Yeah, I got to a point where it was like, well, who am I actually? Like, you know, I identified myself as someone's partner. Like, I no longer identified myself as like, this is what I like to do and this is what, like, who I am. Like, I didn't have any of that. I was like, I am only this person's partner and that's it. And like, my job and objective is to serve like my family in the home and in the family business. And like, that's it. And outside of that, like, I couldn't see anything else.
So, you said you were married for 10 years?
Over 10. Yeah.
Over 10 years. And during this time, did you feel you stayed with him because, did you grow up in the church thinking like, was that something that was taught to you?
So as a teen, I rode a bus to church and I started going to church like that. So I was a bus rider kid. And then as time went on, I graduated high school, I moved abroad, and I joined the LDS church. So I was a Mormon for like a year or so. Upon returning and going locally, then I broke away from that and became like a Christian again and started going to Christian churches.
Because I know in the church we are told, you know, you don't get divorced, you stay in the marriage, and to me, I always feel like there's 2 reasons that you don't: physical, emotional, verbal abuse, and then infidelity is actually stated in God's word. And so sometimes I think as Christians, we look as though we failed God, or if we leave our spouse. And I'm not saying get divorced by any means,
Right.
you know, but I just think there are certain circumstances. So I was just asking that, like, was there something in your mind that was like, I shouldn't get a divorce?
Yeah, definitely. Just from my past, like, I was brought up a lot by my grandparents as well. And so they were very like old fashioned, and my grandma did believe in God. And I did go to VBSs when I was young, and then church, you know, as I got older. And I have family, that definitely believe in like once married, always married, like you do not get a divorce no matter what. So I definitely had that ingrained in me. And then as I progressed through my marriage, I even sought counsel, and at times was told by like Christian counselors, like, there is never a reason to leave. Like, if you don't feel safe, we don't even support that. And that was really hard for me to hear too, until like I finally got to a point where I had some people like speaking enough truths over me that this isn't how it's supposed to be.
Right. That would be very hard if you're like consistently ingrained in you, like, you do not leave no matter what. And I don't know how bad it got with him, but he could have been even like playing mind games.
Mentally.
Yeah, he definitely like believed that. And even when we were separated, like he still believed like we were together and stuff, and did not agree to the divorce or anything. And now I did have like my parents divorced, and my mother and I had friends and stuff that were supportive of like me leaving. It was just so ingrained in me. Like, I want to break this generational divorce issue. And I want to be that one that stays no matter what. And like, I'll get through this and I'll solve this. And I wasn't able to.
Right.
That's hard.
Right. That would be,
That would be really, really hard.
What would you say was the turning point for you?
So in 2023, I know, 2022 and 23, things got rougher and rougher. And I started like looking for ways to leave. Go spend a week with an aunt, go to a friend's for a week. Like, where could I just go to get away? You know, go to grandparents. And I ended up like going away for a month at one point, and I kept coming back though, because I just didn't know how to make that decision to really move forward. And for me personally, it wasn't financial. And I know it's hard for a lot of women because of finances.
Right.
For me, I had the finances to make the decisions. It was mentally, I couldn't do it. So I ended up relying on family to help me make decisions. Like literally, like, here, you make the decision, I can't. And the day that really changed all of it, the cops were called in for the second time. I had never wanted to involve the cops. I was terrified of them because I thought like I was doing something wrong too, even though like I wasn't. I still had this ingrained in me, probably from him, that I shouldn't call them. And so they come in the second time, and I remember being pulled aside in a room, told the officer everything. And then he was like, well, what do you want me to do? You know, like, and I said, I know the routine. Like, I'm not willing to press charges. Like, I'm not strong enough for that. And I can't save myself. So if you see something you can do, like that you would press charges on, this is in your court, because I can't do it. And in my case, in most cases they can't, like, but in my case there was. So they pressed the charges, and that is like the day that there was a lot of struggles after that, a lot of mental struggles for me to get over and to think about going back, but it wasn't possible because the courts and everything stepped in and really just like changed everything. So it forced me to move on and like start thinking more clearly.
Well, that's good to hear that. The courts and stuff were able to step in and do that for you, because I know that's not always the case.
Yeah, and I mean, I've had struggles and I've been in the court a couple dozen times, you know, but ultimately like they did help, and there are systems in place, and there's a lot to work through when you start it.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
So you're out.
Yep, I'm out.
And things have drastically changed for you. So what are some of the good things that you see happening right now? What are some of the things that God's been doing in and through you?
So I've been working on like healing for myself, like attending classes and attending church regularly, like being allowed to do that, and attending church with my fiance as a whole family unit, that we can actually show up and praise and worship together, and starting some of like my own business type stuff like I used to do, but for my ex, I had to give all of that up and walk away from it, so that was hard. So now, yeah, I am just moving forward and still homeschooling the kids and running businesses and engaged and planning a wedding very soon. So
Isn't that awesome to hear? Like what it gives
incredible.
Other women that have faced to know that they can get out and it can get better, and there is a God who wants good for you. And so I think it's awesome, and I'm so thankful that you came and shared your story. I know it's a hard story to share, personal, and I'm just so glad because I know it's going to help someone that's watching. So thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
And when we come back, we will have our verse of the day.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers, and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Next time on Let's Talk About It, we will be discussing whether or not we are good listeners, and we will have Jenny Bardell as our guest of the day.
Finally married him, only to find out when my daughter, I had a baby with him, and only to find out that he just had chosen me to be a breeder.
Oh my gosh.
Just that, and he literally said that, and then he tried to take her away from me, and that was a battle that went on for 3 years, and he did. He took her away from me with lies and deceit and all that.
All that and more on Let's Talk About It.
Today's verse is found in Proverbs 17:22 and says, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." In case you didn't know, there is actually a direct connection between our emotional health and our physical well-being. A joyful heart will relieve stress, increase resilience, and promote good health. But a crushed or broken spirit will cause depression, sadness, and bad health. This proverb advises us to have a spirit of joy and gratitude despite the hardships we face, focusing on God's promises and maintaining a hopeful, positive outlook. And as we do, being a more healthy individual because of our faith and hope in Him. So let's cultivate joy. Let's focus in on the good, and let's give ourselves that good medicine. And as always, let's talk about it.
When it's time for a new roof, Champion Roofing is your best choice. We're a certified award-winning roofing contractor, meaning your roof is done right the first time. Call today.
Champion Roofing, we're the solution.